welcome or welcome back to my channel and to today's video where I am going to be filming a book haul. I have got 20 books for this video, but I will give a caveat to that there are quite a few comics in here. There was a big comic book celebration day in St Albans at a really lovely independent comic book shop, so I did pick up a few there. It's not as big as some of my other hauls. I have so many other hauls on my channel you can check out. There was a load of love on my last one, so thank you so much. But ultimately, this pile is still big enough that it's kind of getting in my way. I would like it onto my shelves, even though there's no room for the books on my shelves, but it would still be better than where they are currently. So I wanted to go ahead and film this video anyway. I also don't really know when the next influx of books is going to arrive in my house, so I thought I would just go ahead and film this video. I'll save the comics and graphic novels for last in case they're not of interest to you. So first up, I'll do kind of like my romance, fantasy romance, and anything else. So first up, I have my only sci-fi for this video, which is Shades of Grey by Jasper Fforde. I talk about this book a lot on the channel because I have read it multiple times, but for a brief synopsis, in case this is the first of my videos you're watching, this is I would say probably YA, but I think you can absolutely enjoy it as an adult as well, but I first read it as a YA and really enjoyed. It is a dystopian world where everybody sees different shades of colour, so for example red, orange, yellow, etc., and different colours have different tiers which dictate your position in society. Our main character Eddie is a red, which is pretty high up, but not the highest. And if he marries a purple, he will be able to increase his perception of colour so that he can increase his status in society. But he makes some poor decisions and he gets sent to a new town to undertake a chair census, which is literally to count the chairs in that area. And his dad also works as a swatchman, which is where they will sort of show a colour to somebody to advance their death, basically, or to make them more comfortable during death. And so they go together to this new town for his dad's work, but also because of some poor decisions that Eddie made. And there he meets a new cast of characters and he realizes that maybe there is something wrong with the society that they live in, but also maybe it's not all about marrying a purple. And this book is just exceptional. It's one of my favorite books of all time. And I reread it last year, gave it 5 stars again. It does have a sequel out now, which is called Red Side Story, which I do not think is as strong, but I think this first one is great, but it does end on a massive cliffhanger. And so, you know, we were waiting like 10 years for the sequel, and unfortunately I don't love the sequel as much. But I have never owned my own physical copy of this. My brother owned the one that we had, but I met Jasper Fforde. I'll put in a picture on screen. I met Jasper Fforde at an event a couple of weeks ago, and so I decided I needed to get my own copy that he could sign. So I will show you the signature, and it was really fun because there were like 3 of us in a row called Catherine, which I don't think that's that common, but apparently has happened before. But yeah, so there was like this whole thing about being a Catherine, and he like stamped it with a stamp specific to Shades of Grey. So yeah, really excited to have this. This is not the newest cover for this book, but it is the version that was on Amazon. Like, you can't get the new cover that matches Red Side Story but on Amazon, but it might be worth you checking out because you may be able to get a cover that you prefer. I really like the new cover, but ultimately this is the cover that is like the one I think of when I think of the books. It's the cover my brother has, so that's why I ended up picking this one, and it was a whole thing getting it quite last minute. Okay, so then I'll do the one YA romance that I had. So I picked this one up in Oxford. So my husband and I went there for a trip for our anniversary, because I can't believe we've been married 1 year. It's just wow. And in Blackwell's, I think, if that's what it's called, they had 3 for 2 as opposed to buy one get one half price. And I don't know, I don't want to do the maths on which deal is better, but 3 for 2 felt better, so because I got more books that way. So I did pick up a few books. And this one I've not heard of, but it really sounds like my kind of thing. This is Bingsu for 2 by Sujin Witherspoon. And I mean, this cover is stunning, but this sounds like, I believe it's a YA. Yeah, so I'm gonna read the blurbs for all of these. I'm really sorry, but I'm not very well when I'm filming this, but I need to get some videos out, so I'm not gonna be able to regurgitate blurbs, I don't think. So meet River Langston Lee. In the past 24 hours he's dumped his girlfriend, walked out of his SATs, and quit his job at his parents' cafe in spectacularly disastrous fashion, even for him. Somehow he manages to talk his way into a job at a failing Korean cafe, Bingsu for 2, but then we meet his new no BS co-worker, short, grumpy and goth Sarang Cho. She's as determined to make River's life hell as she is to save her family's cafe. After River accidentally uploads a video of his chaotic co-workers to his popular fandom account, they strike viral fame. The kicker, their new fans ship River and Sarang big time. To keep the internet's attention and the cafe's new paying customers, River and Sarang must pretend that the tension... This is why I needed to sort out this book pile, because a load of stuff has just fallen over there. Must pretend that the tension between them is definitely of the romantic variety, not the considering the best way to kill you and hide your body variety. But when Bingsu for Two's newfound success catches the attention of River's ex and his parents' cafe around the corner, he faces a choice. Keep letting others control his life or stand up for the place that's become home and a green-haired girl who's not as heartless as he originally thought. So I love a fake dating romance. That's like my favourite romance trope. I am less of a fan of enemies to lovers, but actually I've realised that I think that I do like enemies to lovers if I feel like they are two people that could belong together ultimately, and if they're not truly horrible to each other in a way that I don't feel can be undone. So I feel like... Cool. That's really fun. Deal with that later. But yeah, I feel like this just is the right vibes. I love a YA romance. This sounds so cute. It just felt right up my alley, so really excited to get to this one. Then we get into my adult romances. So first up we have a book that I was really anticipating and very excited to see in the works is Teacher of the Year by M.A. Wardle. I will say though, I do not think that this is a cohesive edition. Like the works is really in its sprayed stencil edge era and I am so here for it. I love the editions that they're doing. Where is this green even from? There's no colours on the cover that are green. So I'm very confused, and I wonder if this is the same artist who draws the BK Borison covers, which is cool. Like there's no teal on the cover, so it just doesn't really make sense to me, this edition. And honestly, part of me now that I've got it is like, why did I go to the effort to buy this when I don't think that the colours work? But anyway, I was very excited for this book because this sounds like absolutely my kind of thing. So the author, Matt, this appears to be his fiction debut, but he does have other books as well, which all have covers in this same style. So I'm not really sure, but hopefully this is not part of a series. So they were supposed to keep things casual. Who'd expect they'd be schooled in love? Those who can teach. Marvin Block is one of the best kindergarten teachers out there. And despite his anxiety, Marvin's life is sweet. He knows what he wants. And what he wants is Teacher of the Year award. Not just for himself, his school needs him to win. Returning from break, the new year finds Marvin all set to welcome a new pupil to his class. But when she walks in with her cute as hell single dad beside her, Marvin's focus starts to slide. Sure, his students always come first, but he deserves to have a life outside the classroom too, right? With the school's future on the line, this might be a distraction Marvin can't afford. Will Marvin grade this relationship A, fail, or can he revise his story into a textbook romance? Like, I love a queer romance, like especially a male-male romance. You know, if we can get grown-up Heartstopper vibes, that's so me. I also really like a teacher romance as well. This looks like it's got like texting in it. It's got a lot of imagery in it. Like each chapter has characters at the top. Let me find like every chapter has characters there. So yeah, really hoping. I love this one. As soon as I saw that the works were doing this, I was like, that looks like a me book. Then we have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This was in that 3 for 2 deal, and I think I'm not going to read the blurb of this one because I believe this is not the first in a series. I am very out of the loop with Abby. Like, I know I'll love Abby. I just think, well, honestly, it's quite difficult to find her books in the UK. They don't go into the works, which is where I get the majority of my books from. And I don't really know what that is. I guess her publisher just doesn't want to put them in there. The books are a lot cheaper, I guess, in the works. But it means that they don't really come to my radar in the same way. And so whilst a lot of people in America are reading them, I have not read them all. So, well, I haven't read a single full-length book by her, only some novellas. So I need to do a bit of like work into like which order I need to read them and stuff. But so I'm pretty sure this is the sequel to Just for the Summer. So I won't read the blurb. It probably wouldn't spoil anything, but like just to be really on the safe side, I won't. But yeah, if you're an Abby Jimenez reader and want to let me know where to start, that would be great. I own Part of Your World somewhere, and I think that's the first one in a series, but yeah, let me know, because I don't know whether all the series are like interconnected or anything. The other book that I got in that 3 for 2 was Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This is such a cool cover. I love the pink foil. It's funny because we seem to be moving away from people being on the cover of Abby's books, and I don't really know how I feel about that, but I really don't like the cover for Not in Love, which is the first one in this series. because this one is like a second book to Not in Love. I'm sure you probably can read them without having read the first one, but I will read them in order. And Not in Love is the only Ali other than this one I haven't read yet. But yeah, I haven't loved the move to non-people covers, like the cover for Deep End. The special edition Illuma Crate cover is, in my opinion, what we all deserved on the paperback, because I love Lilith Saw's artistry. So I'm a bit sad that we've moved away from people, but this one is definitely an improvement on Not in Love, which for whatever reasons I just don't particularly like. So I think I can read the back of this. I don't think that's going to spoil anything from Not in Love for me. Maya Kilgore is 23 and still in the process of figuring out her life. Connor Harkness is 38 and Maya cannot stop thinking about him. I'm really interested to see what I think of this. I don't have an issue with an age gap romance. Like, my husband and I are a 5-year age gap, which is obviously nowhere near as big as this, but I don't have an issue with age gap. But as far as I'm aware, I actually don't think I've read many age gap books though. What I am concerned about is that I do struggle with reading books about people in this era of their 20s. So that's going to be more interesting to me. Also, Connor is the name of my ex, so I don't know how I feel about that either. It's such a cliche, it almost makes her heart implode. Older man and younger woman, successful biotech guy and struggling grad student, brother's best friend and the girl he never even knew existed. As Connor loves to remind her, the power dynamic is too imbalanced. Any relationship between them would be problematic in too many ways to count. And Maya should just get over him. After all, he has made it clear that he wants her gone from his life. But not everything is as it seems, and cliches sometimes become plot twists. When Maya's brother decides to get married in Taormina, she and Connor end up stuck together in a romantic Sicilian villa for over a week. There, on the beautiful Ionian coast, between ancient ruins, delicious food and natural caves, Maya realises that Connor might be hiding something from her, and as the destination wedding begins to erupt out of control, she decides that a summer fling might be the one thing she needs, even if it's a problematic one. Look, I'm hoping it's going to be fun. Really need to get to Not in Love. I'm interested to know, those of you that have read Not in Love and this, a lot of people were saying that Not in Love was really different from Ali's other books. This sounds like an Ali book, so I'm intrigued to see, like, has she gone back to like what we previously expected from her? Yeah, let me know, but I need to get to this before the end of the year for sure. And also it would be good to read it in the summer, which means I need to read Not in Love quite soon. Then we have some fantasy romance. So there were a series of like buy one get one half price and stuff in Waterstones, and so I picked up a few books. So first up I picked up Sisters of Sword and Song by Rebecca Ross. Rebecca Ross is the author of Divine Rivals, which is, I haven't read Ruthless Vows, but Divine Rivals is one of my favourite books ever. It's like the only book that has its cover facing out on my shelves these days. So I felt I could trust Rebecca to write another book that I would love. So Evadne, that's a name I've never heard, and the sister has a name I can't pronounce either. Halicon? Oh, Halcyon? Evadne has always looked up to her beloved older sister, Halcyon, a skilled, strong soldier in service to the Queen. But when Halcyon appears in Evadne's bedroom late one night, bloodstained and terrified, Evadne must come to her aid. She learns that Halcyon is part of a plot to topple a treacherous mage who would overthrow the Queen. All that stands between the usurper and the throne is a legendary relic, the crown of Acantha. Now, Evadne must finish what Halcyon began. Maybe I should just listen to this one on audio. As a web of intrigue and deception tightens around her, Evadne travels to the depths of the underworld with Damon, a young mage for whom Evadne's feelings grow stronger by the day, in search of the crown. And if she fails, she will lose Halcyon forever. Yeah, I'm struggling to pronounce all of those, aren't I? But we'll see. Oh, it's in parts. Okay, because like here's like the second scroll. So yeah, hopefully I love it. As I say, I really love Divine Rivals. I've not read anything else by Rebecca Ross, but hopefully I'll love it. Very pretty cover as well. All of these editions feel a little bit floppier, you know. Not quite this one, but I feel we're getting there. Then I have Captain of Fates, which is a Twin Crowns novel by Catherine Webber. I'm intrigued as to why this one's being written by Catherine and not with... Well, they're both called Catherine Doyle and Catherine Webber, but this one is only being written by Catherine Webber. I don't know whether Catherine Doyle is planning to do any others. I do have the full set of them. Where are they? I can't even see them on my shelves. Oh, they've moved down to the bottom shelf, so you won't be able to see them really. But I have the first one I got from Fairy Loot, and then I have Waterstones editions of 2 and 3. So what is very cool, if very cheeky of the publishers, I guess, with this series is that they will release 2 versions of each of the books. They do one for like one of the characters and one for the other. So this one, I don't know which version it is, but it is really, really pretty sprayed edge. It's just plain on the top and bottom, but very pretty sprayed edge. And there were 2, and I preferred this one, but I can't remember like which of the characters this one is linked to. I'm not going to read the blurb because I've not read any of the books in this series. That's embarrassing, isn't it? Because I own 4 of them. We're not going to talk about that, but hopefully I'll love them. Then we have a book from the works, which again, as soon as I saw that they were doing this, I was like, that is a book for me. So I'm really happy to look. So I was like really anticipating getting this one. That is Nightshade by Autumn Woods. So this one is a new release. You should be able to pick it up from your works. Hi. Really, really fun sprayed edge. It's very in keeping with the like BK Borison most recent sprayed edge that we got. So this one, yeah, this just sounds totally me. So he'd burned down the world for her, but she plans to burn his to the ground. Ophelia Winters wants revenge. Isolated in the Scottish Highlands, Sorosong University only welcomes students from the most powerful families. Ophelia doesn't belong, but a rare scholarship grants her the perfect opportunity to investigate the accidental death of her parents near the castle grounds. Things get off to a rocky start when she runs afoul of the mysterious Alex Corbo Green, son of her prime suspect. As far as she's concerned, he's just a younger version of his billionaire father, a monster hiding beneath a beautiful facade. When an unknown tormentor begins to stalk Ophelia, she realises she may not be able to survive Sorosong on her own. Alex becomes her unexpected ally and her alibi for murder. But as she starts falling for the soft heart that hides beneath his hard exterior, her hunger for revenge wavers for the first time. Can she really bring herself to destroy everything he's ever known? Sounds fun, right? And like this, the artist, whoever did this cover is stunning. These sprayed edges are stunning. Like, yeah, this is just, oh, so beautiful. And then another YA new adult-y kind of romance is The Wycherleys by Annalise Avery. This is the Waterstones edition, and I love Waterstones for being in its sprayed edge era. So for the kingdom, for the magic, and for love. Aurelia Wycherley, these are so many names I'm struggling with, is entering her debutante season as a witch, which means glamorous balls, perilous trials, and finding the perfect match to tether her magic to, or risk losing it forever. But Aurelia's magic is cursed and not the kind that anyone will want to match with. When Aurelia's arch-nemesis, enigmatic Jules Knightley, offers his help, he may be her only hope. As they navigate the magical season, they uncover dark forces at play, and what began as a secret alliance blossoms into forbidden romance. Yeah, I mean, this sounds really fun. I think this is going to be a really good, like, Halloween-y autumnal read, so I might save it for that. But yeah, stunning. And this edition is just so coherent. Like, this cover and the sprayed edge is just, oh, it's perfection. And I'll do my like one fairy loot book for this haul, and then we'll get into the graphic novels and comics. So I have A Crown So Silver by Lyra Celine, which is the sequel to A Feather So Black. I picked up A Feather So Black from Vinted because honestly, A Feather So Black is like, in fact, let me get it because it's so beautiful. When I saw this on Vinted, I was like, no, like I have to have that. It's absolutely stunning. This sprayed edge is like something else. It's just, it's got like gorgeous end papers, like everything about it is like, oh, gorgeous. So I saw that the second one was coming out, and the wonderful Beth of Beth Plans is a Fairy Loot subscriber. So she can get early access to books. So I was like, hello, Beth, I would really like the sequel to this book, please. And I've realised that I need to not do that for books where I haven't got to the first one yet, because I have been stuck in the middle of A Feather So Black for about 2 months. I don't think that the writing style is for me. It's incredibly lyrical. It's basically a Swan Lake retelling, which I really like that. That's a real vibe for me. But the writing is so lyrical. And I think I would have DNF'd it if it wasn't for the fact that I knew that the second book was coming and that Beth was getting it for me. There have been a few other books, so like sequels to books that were in that were like the original books in the Romantasy subscription, which I have told Beth not to get for me. And I'm hoping that I then in a way won't love those first ones, because then I won't have picked up the second one, or I'll get them from Vinted or whatever. But yeah, I can't really make that mistake again. But anyway, the mistake for this one maybe has been made. And I would love to know if you've read A Feather So Black, so let me know what you think, because I'm about 60% of the way through, but it's been a real slog. And yeah, I would love to know like what you think of it and whether I will like ever get there. But this edition of A Crown So Silver is also absolutely gorgeous. Like, and maybe I'll just keep these books just for fun. Do you know what I mean? It's just They're so stunning, and like they are so coherent. Like, we're living for that. And because these are a Swan Lake retelling, we have like a daughter in the first one who's been kidnapped by like the swans or by something related to the swans, and then she got replaced with a changeling, and so the mum of the princess, so the queen, was like has been raising I think her name's Fia, like as her daughter, but also training her to be able to go back and get back her sister. And so like this is Fia, this is the sister. And so I believe in the second one, from what I've seen, we're following the sister more. But anyway, it's so stunning. We've got this like gorgeous, like snowy, got this stunning, like, I'm sorry to keep, but like they're so pretty. They're so pretty. So yeah, like I am really grateful to have it. It's just, you know, I'm sort of hoping that my love for the first one will come through. I've not looked at this yet. This is literally me unboxing it for the first time with you. So let us have a look. So the dust jacket on the bottom is like the normal cover, which makes complete sense. You know, I could have told you that was what she looked like even without seeing a picture of her. You can just tell that the writing of this is so beautiful. She was going to be a really beautiful person. So this is the naked hardcover, which is fun, very like old school book vibes. But ultimately I would always leave the dust jacket on for this one because I think the dust jacket is just so coherent. It's so pretty. So this has got really like wintry vibes this time around. This is the like male main character in the first one that Fia is falling for. And what have we got at the back? Okay. So I think that would be a spoiler for me to go into some of this. But anyway, we know this character with the sister from book one as well. And this is interesting because they look like they are maybe fighting, because like the men are holding swords and they're sort of like looking at each other in that opposing way. I mean, these end papers are some of the prettiest I've ever seen. So like this book, oh, and I've also realized there's like a really intricate, I don't know how well it will come across on camera, but there's a really like intricate snowflake design in the background. Like, I think Fairy Loot have done such an amazing job with these. Yeah. So I'm going to persevere and I will finish the first one. And I think I'll read the second one, you know, hopefully, or I'll just keep them as trophies forever. We'll see. But yeah, I'm obviously not going to read the blurb of this one because it will literally spoil because I'm in the middle of the first one. But yeah, I'm happy to have it. And thank you so much, Beth, for getting it for me. I'm just going to be a little bit choosier about what books I get for the rest of the year. Okay, so now let's move on to the graphic novels and comics. We'll start with the graphic novels. So first up I have my baby, Lore Olympus Volume 8 by Rachel Smythe. I'm so glad to finally have this in my hands because my Waterstones didn't have it. And I was like so stressed because this is like my favourite series and I like to read them. I was about to say I like to read them as soon as they come out, but I haven't read 6, 7 or 8. But actually my reason for that is I think that this is a series that really benefits from being binge read. There is a lot that happens. Well, sometimes nothing happens for like a whole book. And then sometimes loads will happen. And so I find it really hard when I like pick up a book and I'm like, wait, what happened in the last one? So I think it really benefits from being binge read. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling about the gods, well, about Hades and Persephone, but about the Greek gods, but it's kind of set in a more like modern day, so like they have cell phones and things like that, and Hades and Persephone want to be together, but for various reasons they can't. It is the slowest of slow burns. The slowest of slow burns. It's a really lovely series. It's got beautiful art. Like, it for ages I couldn't get my head around the art, and I saw volume 1 in Waterstones and I would look at it every time and be like, do I want it? Do I not want it? And then now I'm like so used to the art and I just love it. Like, it's, oh, scary Hades. But it's like, it's just so dark and moody, but also with loads of bright colours. Like, look at Persephone. Oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah, I really love it. So very happy to have this, and I will binge these 3 before the end of the year. Another really fun graphic novel that I've got is City of Dragons 2, Rise of the Shadowfire by Jemal Yogis and Vivian Truong. So I read the first one of these like right back when it came out, and it's a really cute middle grade graphic novel about a girl who finds a dragon, and she thinks that her dad has passed away, and then we sort of find out through her discovering the dragon that maybe there's more to that than we knew, and her mum is with a new man, and then she discovers some stuff about the new man. And I have been waiting for the second one, but my Waterstones has never got it. We've only ever had the first one, and I kind of kept thinking it's not necessarily a priority series. I won't like order the second one. I'll just keep waiting till one day come across it. And at Comic-Con this year, the artist, Vivian, was at Comic-Con signing the books. So she signed my book and she drew a little dragon. So cute. So that was totally meant to be, because that's just so lovely to have my own personalised version. And the art in these is stunning. Like the dragons in particular, I actually don't know, because in the first one we got these like really, really amazing like big dragon landscapes. And I don't think we get them in the same way in this one. I think this one's going to be really, really action focused. But her ability to draw dragons is just incredible. So yeah, I'm so excited to read this. I think I might do a reread of book one before I read this, because it was a while back, like 2022, I think, that I read the first one. So I think I will do a little reread of book one, because it wouldn't take me that long. It's a middle grade graphic novel, and then read book two. But yeah, I'm so happy to have this. I can't even tell you. I'm so happy. And then my last graphic novel is Buffy Volume 8, A Rainbow Upon Her Head. This is the new series, I was going to say by Geordie Belair, but this one appears to not be by Geordie Belair. So I don't know why that is. Is this not in the same series? I think it is though. Like it looks the same. I don't know if I'm going to be able to move out of the way enough. So they're here. This looks the same. Like the Willow one is not by Geordie Belair, so maybe Geordie didn't write them all. But it doesn't even have Geordie's name on it. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really know. Let's hope I've not made some like massive faux pas there. But yeah, so I'm not up to volume 8. I own up to volume 4. But when I went to the comic book store, the St. Albans comic store, this was the only one that they had. And I was like, well, the more of these I get, the more likely I am to binge read them. So I just decided to pick it up so that I could show them some support and actually buy something. I didn't want to just go in and buy a load of free comic and just get a load of free comics on that World Comic Book Day. So I felt I wanted to buy something, and this felt like a sensible buy. I guess up to a point. If I hate this series, it's going to be so random that I've got 8. But I love Buffy, and I'm really intrigued to see what like a revamped Buffy series is going to be like. So yeah, I'm hoping I love this and that this was not a random purchase. I'm not going to read the blurb because I haven't read any of them, but I'm going to assume this is Buffy and Faith. It looks like Buffy and Faith anyway. Hopefully I get to these soon. Okay, so then we have a series of comics. So we were allowed, I think, to pick up to 5 comics for free. Like the comic book shop, by the way, is Chaos City Comics in St. Albans. They are wonderful. If you live anywhere nearby or you're ever visiting St. Albans, I really recommend you pop in. The staff are lovely. The whole vibes of the shop is lovely. They have basically just graphic novels and comics. It's great. Mostly comics, but they do have some graphic novels as well. And yeah, they do this World Comic Book Day every year. And we got there, so I think it opened at 11 and we got there just after 11, and a lot of the comics had gone, and they'd warned this in advance. It was our fault for being late, but we did still get a good few, so I'm still very excited by the ones that we have here. My husband picked up some of them, but I've stolen them from him for the purposes of this video. So first up we have Gotham City Sirens. So this one is by Leah Williams and Haining. This does say issue 60. Because I guess they are potentially like at random. I'm not a comic book reader, I will say. I don't own any comics, I don't think. I'm a graphic novel reader, and so therefore comic amalgamations in graphic novels, sure. But I find comics really confusing to know like what ones to read and what order they come in. So this one, yeah, it appears to be Harley Quinn. I think that's Poison Ivy and Catwoman, I think. So yeah, and actually a lot of it is just advertisements. Oh, is this just a brochure? This was me being like, oh, this one's a comic. This is not a comic. This one is a magazine of like all upcoming comic releases. So I will have a read through this to see if there's like any new series that I want to pick up. Oh my God, look, a Wonder Woman with a baby on her back. That's fun. Oh, Daughter of Wonder Woman. That's cool. I would probably like that. Yeah, so this should be really interesting to sort of discover some new ones. This is a very interesting like modern Spider-Man. So yeah, that's a really cool just a rundown of like what's in. And they're advertising Starfire, like Hammy Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo. I love the Teen Titans reboot series. So yeah, that's fun. I will have a read of that at some point. So then we got The Mighty Neen Origins, which is Critical Role. So I own 1 and 2 in Vox Machina. I believe this is a different series. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is in a different series. I'll have to ask my husband because he'll know, because he's a bigger Critical Role fan than me. But yeah, it appears to just be like a sort of little independent one with a couple of comics in there. That does not look like Mighty Neen. So what one is this one? Hammer to Tomorrow. Okay, so it's not even just, oh yeah, it's Mighty Neen and Black Hammer. So that's fun. You can see comics. So many of you, like, if you're a comic book person and you watch this, you're going to be like, this is actually embarrassing watching her like struggle her way through this. And I guess because these are just free ones, they're just like tiny ones. Will I mark these as read on Goodreads? If they're on there, absolutely. Then this one is Black Mirror, San Junipero, Heaven is a Place on Earth. Oh, this one looks a bit scary. So black and white. So this is one my husband picked up. I assume that's linked to Black Mirror. I have not watched Black Mirror. Oh, and it's not finished. That's fun. It's got like the normal drawings. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I don't know if I'll read this one. I might get my husband to read it and then see if I want to read it afterwards. Then we have Mega Man, which I think my husband picked up as well. I don't know what Mega Man is, but it's fun art. That's cool. So sort of like a kid superhero. By the look, the art is really cool in this. Wow, that's such a fun double page spread. This is really cool. I'll definitely read this one because this looks achievable for me. Then we have Gargoyles Demona. This is a Disney one, so I'm sure it was me that picked this one up. And this is rated teen, so I should be able to read this. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. Stone by stone, warriors by night, we were betrayed by the humans we had sworn to protect, frozen in stone by a magic spell for 1,000 years. Now here in Manhattan, the spell is broken and we live again. We are defenders of the night. We are gargoyles, and our sworn enemy was once our greatest ally, the villain known as Demona. Okay. Wow. Scary. Yeah, so I will obviously have to do a bit of research into these to see like whether I can just pick it up or whether I need to have read anything else. But you know, we love how short these are. Oh, they've got loads of advertisements for like Darkwing Duck, Maleficent, and Hades. Hades is getting his own graphic novels, his own comics. I'll find those. And Cruella. Okay, this is a good one for me because this is like advertisements of other things I would read. Like, get ready for a whole new hero's journey with Hercules. Hercules is one of my favorites. Wow, that looks so cool. I want to read that. Oh, and there's a really cute little Stitch one. Ohana means family. Right, gonna be doing some shopping list. Oh, some shopping list stuff from that. Then we have Thundercats and the Powerpuff Girls come together. So I never watched the Thundercats, but I was a real Powerpuff Girl girlie. I'm a Bubbles. I think everyone can tell. So yeah, two titans of animation together for the first time. Oh, look, my Powerpuff Girls. This is so cool. This looks so fun. And yeah, again, we've got a few advertisements in the back for some stuff. So I'll check those out. Oh, and I would totally read some Powerpuff Girls comics. That's so fun. And then the last one we have is the Archie's Comics Spectacular, which includes Sabrina. I don't know any of the other characters, but I do know Sabrina. It looks like we've got Indiana Jones on the back. So this says, let the fun begin. Archie is the coolest and always has been. Learn why firsthand as you jump into the world of Riverdale in this spectacular sampling of stories showcasing everyone's favourite teens. Expect merriment, magic and mayhem as you meet new faces like Casey and Cassie Cloud, Paul Noodle and more. Not to mention all-time favourites like Betty, Veronica Jughead and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. A perfect portal to comics for fans of all ages. And again, we've got a gorgeous art spread in there. So yeah, really fun and totally free. So that's so cool. Massive thank you to Chaos City Comics, who are just wonderful, and I love going there anytime I'm in St Albans. Before I wrap up, I also just wanted to show you these two gorgeous bookmarks that my sister-in-law bought me when she went on holidays to China. I mean, maybe my brother was involved, but I think it was probably Yi. These are absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, Yi, for bringing me these back. So pretty. The lighting sucks in here because it's really dark outside, but these are so gorgeous. Thank you. So that is it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed. As I say, a little bit of a smaller book haul from me, but You know, we're trying to slow down a little bit. Got a lot of books to read, so I don't need to buy as many, but I'm sure more will enter my house at some point soon. And I'm gonna go so that I can sort out that pile over there that has been destroyed by moving the books. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a like. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe. In the description, I will have a link to my Instagram and my Goodreads if you want to check out any more content from me. And I'll try and remember to link the playlist of all my previous book hauls if you want to check that out. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!